locking handle that you can just put in lock. These are one generation back from that, but these were the first generation of manual toilets. And the problem with that is that you can't get access to the plunger very easily without taking the whole of the top off. So they redesigned that so the whole plunger will come out by just undoing that nut at the top. But a common fault with those as well is that
can't undo that.
when you're pumping, all of this chamber is under a lot of pressure when you're one way, under a lot of vacuum the other. So you've got to have a very good seal there between the shaft and the water. And eventually it breaks, the seal breaks down, so you get a little jet of water coming out of here, which is annoying. Go on your hand, it won't do any harm because you're on the flushing side, but it's annoying, and it's annoying dribble, so you want to address that. Your books actually show some pretty good pictures of how to go about this. But the main thing you've got to avoid is damage to this smooth shaft. So you've got to put some tape of some sort on there before you put mole grips or grips of any sort on there. Now if I put those mole grips straight on the shaft, I end up putting grooves and damaging the shaft itself. So just get it to the right. And then I can undo the handle.
And this is a modern generation of jab screw?
Yeah.
Or is this an old generation?
So this is the same as this one, is it? This is this one, is it?
Yeah, so that comes off. You can see this has never come off before because it's well glued in there. There's a bumper washer. No, that's a bumper washer. That's there so that when you bring the handle down onto the top, you're not bringing plastic to plastic. You've got a bit of a bump protection. So don't forget to put that back on. But the reason I've taken the handle off is that so that I can slide this assembly off that way. Now why wouldn't I have just undone the bolts at the end and taken it off the other way?
Because the thread would spoil the seal.
Exactly, yeah. As you took that over, the lips of the seal, as you see when I get it out eventually, the little rubber lips, if they went over the thread, that's threaded inside there, as they were dragged over that, they could be damaged. So take this off. Slide that straight over. Notice, of course, I've just slid over the thread,
so you have to.
It's a smaller diameter.
It's a smaller diameter, yeah.
The lesser of
So these little things in here, these lip seals, when I take it out, you'll be able to have a closer look, but they have to be hooked out. You can't drive them out that way, because that brass bit is bonded into the plastic. So you'd have to find a way of hooking behind that.
Do not just sell the whole bit? The whole grey bit?
They might do, but I think it comes in as a seal actually. And then use something like this scriber.
that not damaging it?
Yeah, you wouldn't be worrying about it, so you'd have a new one.
So you'd only do this if you needed to replace it? Right.
Oh, yeah,
So you wouldn't do it for...
No.
Service kit, big like the old...
And that comes in the service kit, does it?
I think this may be a separate item to the service kit, but I'm not sure.
Let's buy a new unit.
Well, I did two. We've got the locking ones.
Is it coming?
Not easily, no.
I would have thought that kind of leak happens quite often. They don't have a repair kit.
Yeah, but it may be sold as a separate repair kit. So.
Here we go.
There we are.
That'll stop being done. That'll stop that.
If you pass this round, you can see that the actual ceiling surface is the internal lips, if you like, and they are held in compression against the shaft by a very tiny spring that goes round the outside. Now, that kind of seal you'll find in engines and everywhere. It's called a lip seal. And it's a very common way of sealing against a shaft.
So it's that whole unit that you'd be changing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's pence. You might be charged pounds for them. If you were able to take that to, for instance, instead of going to your chandlery, if you're able to take that to a bearing supplier, and say, like one of those, he'll say, well, I can only sell you 10 because they're 10p each.
Go to a chandler and it's
And are they readily available at
Swindleby.
chandlers? Or is it a specialist item?
All Smurfs,
No, it should
all
be
Smurfs
readily
together.
available. That's the other thing, that all of these manual toilets, they are all built to the same design, no matter what they say on them.
Yeah.
Jabsco.
No,
They're
Johnson
all
pump, sorry.
Johnson, Jabsco, Johnson, Parr, they're all the same.
Can I ask you then, if you can't take this off, what happens if you've got if this is damaged?
Oh, if that's damaged,
How are
you
you going
do attack that end. You'd get two spanners, undo that, and then the two cheek pieces would come away, and you're left with a ring. Then you change that ring. That is part of the service kit. It's probably one of the most important parts of the service kit.
But then I don't understand. You said you weren't going to take that off because it would damage it.
No, that's repairing this seal here. And passing around. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had to drag that down the shaft and over the thread to get it off if you went that way.
And is it really, the thread at that side is really different to the thread at that side?
Yeah. Look at the diameter.
Who put it back?
Wrong way?
That's okay, you didn't see how it was, but in general, if you're looking at a lip seal, the liquid it's trying to hold back is on this side of the seal.
Oh, right.
The other side is facing outwards to the atmosphere. So in an engine, for instance, the oil would be on this side.
So there's not an O-ring or anything in there, it's just the...
No, it's a tiny little spring. If I took it out, I'd spoil it.
Where's
But
the
it's,
No, I
putting
see
it
what
back
you mean,
into?
Look.
Final
Can I
drive assembly.
See if I understand what you mean.
Massive, great big springs inside.
So you'd put it back in that way, like that?
yeah, because the water it's trying to hold back is on this side.
So that's like the waterproof part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you were
'Cause
putting one of these back, let me show you how to do it. Get yourself some Vaseline, light, something light like that.
Is Vaseline all right on those fittings then?
Yeah, that would be okay. I wouldn't recommend grease because some greases will attack rubbers. But you could use a marine grease, a white marine grease. Just give it a quick
Clean.
coating around that. I'll go and do it, and I'll just show you.